G'day guys and gal. For the last few months, I've been working on something pretty special. Something I'm very excited to show you. My magnum opus. I'm not gonna beat your drum any longer. The suspense ends now. I have teamed up with the greatest 3D modeler I have ever seen to bring forth the Big E himself, in not just miniature scale, but also 1/6 scale. The dude is the size of a Warlord Titan. I also produced him in a more subtle but still epic 1/12 scale, as well as 75mm scale for you painters out there, and a tabletop scale if you want to start auto-winning your games on turn 1 before the opponent is allowed to roll their first dice. The best part is that you can pre-order him right now in any of these 4 scales. He'll be available but only for 1 week only, and then he's gone. If you aren't convinced to pick him up because you're a fucking heretic, I'll now show you some sick B-roll and the details regarding the model, so even if you don't end up pre-ordering, you can at least appreciate what the dopest miniature ever created looks like. I'll also be celebrating this launch by having this week been full of Emperor lore videos. But first, let's paint him gold. Another model. That's it for that can. Nice one's done as well. Here we fucking go. I'll take you through the details of the model and then what is up with each scale. So how this came about was that I saw a legendary modeler called Art Canham create a stunning Big E model, so I reached out and bought the exclusive rights to it. As such, there will be no STL or anything for it ever released. Major Minis is the only place this exists, and there will only be the physical model sold for the 1 week period starting now till the 4th of September. I then spent months working with Art Canham to convert it into a fully optimized printable model. I easily spent a few $1,000s worth of resin on test prints, failed prints, and the like until we got it perfect. The model itself is broken into 40 different pieces, featuring 4 head variants, 2 claw variants, and 2 sword variants, 1 flaming with 1 non-flaming, with everything in amazing detail. If that sounds overwhelming, then don't worry. The model build is very intuitive, and each order will also contain a QR code that when scanned will take you to a video of me assembling and talking you through the process. Even when scaled down to tabletop, all the detail is maintained. Every order of the Big E will give you every variant, so you can customize your Big E to your liking. The only one that won't have all the variants is the 1/6 scale, which I'll get to in a bit. As a cheeky bonus, all the Big E models other than the tabletop scale are free to ship to you. However, if you pick up 2 tabletop scale, then it's also free. Here is the tabletop scale Big E. This model will be available for the entire week and won't sell out. Even if it takes me to my grave to fulfill each and every order, I'll fucking do it. I'm coincidentally using my Custodes for scale reference here, showing that the Big E definitely towers over a battlefield, especially on his tactical rock. But he also doesn't look out of place. He is true scale as opposed to heroic scale, so his proportions look great. We decided to also do him at 75mm scale, as that is a popular scale for people who love the miniature painting side of the hobby. Everything is significantly bigger, so all the details are easy to paint with, allowing for more advanced painting techniques. You could also argue that due to the Big E not having a set size, as well as the ability to change his physical size on demand, that the 75mm is also lore friendly, thus playable on tabletop. He'd scare the fuck out of everyone, but that is a genuine thing in the lore, so go nuts. The 75mm scale will also be unlimited for the 1 week period. Next up is a big jump as we launch to the 1/12 scale. At this size, shit has gotten real. This scale makes the Big E significantly larger than the large King Orc model I released some time ago. At this scale, all the details are clear as day, with large surface areas and clearly raised details, which on one hand would make painting the armor parts a lot easier, if not super time consuming. However, the face would be an interesting beast to tackle. I love this scale as it lets the model shine in its full detailed glory, but it's also small enough to be light, portable, and paintable without making a sacrifice to the Chaos Gods. However, we will only be making 100 of these in total, so this scale is a limited collector's item. Now for the 1/6 scale. This was fucked to print. It's so big that we had to buy a new $3,000 3D printer just for this model that then required special resin that was $100 a bottle. To print one of these cost $500 in said resin, so yeah, holy shit. The point I'm making is that this isn't something you can print at home even if you had the STLs. It's pretty much the size of a Warlord Titan with significantly more detail. Like, a Space Marine model doesn't even come up to the top of its base. At this scale, you can pinpoint and easily paint even the tiniest hidden details. As for the variants, to save you money and myself some serious AIDS ragu from having to print obsolete parts, you'll get to choose which variants of each section you would like as you buy. For the sword, there's fire or non-fire variants, but I already know you're getting the fire. For the head, you have the Stern Leader and Raging Warlord. Variant 1 and 2 is facing towards the sword in a more regal, cheering to his warriors vibe, whilst Variant 3 and 4 is facing forward in more of a fuck you Horus, I'ma kill your ass vibe. Variant 1 is stern, 2 is war god, 3 is stern, 4 is war god. There will be plenty of product images showing the effect of each variant, so you know exactly what you're getting. The last variant is the claw. You can have it either relax facing down, which does suit the more addressing his warriors before battle vibe, or you can have it ready and clawed, about to tear Horus's balls off kind of vibe. Any combo of variants works together perfectly. If you do variant 2 of the head, you can also do whatever variant of claws or sword. The biggie you end up with will be unique to you in that regard. As I said at the start of this video, this is a pre-order. Due to the wild complexity of the model, as well as the larger scales, as well as what I predict to be higher than normal demand, there is no way I'll be able to send these out quickly. I can't give it an exact pre-order arrival date. Some people will get theirs shipping out within a week or two, others may take a couple months. But regardless, if you order a big E, you will get a big E. I have pushed all other Major Mini releases till next year to solely focus on this. Next year, we are moving Major Minis into a bigger warehouse with more team members, so everything will take a huge level up. So fucking keen for that. Huge shout out to Art Cannon for creating the greatest 3D model to ever exist. I've actually commissioned another very epic model through him that will be ready for next year. All that's left is for you to click the link below and pick up the Big E in one of the 4 scales. Remember, the 1/6 scale and the 1/12 scale are limited collector editions and have very limited stock. For the fucking Emperor. Peace.